review. So we're going to start again. Start when Emasai Daf Base Omar Aleph, page 2A, and then the art scroll, it's got to be 2A1.
Page
Okay.
31, you said?
Page 2A1. 2A1.
Page 2A1.
The first page. We're starting over.
We started the Masechta.
Oh, we can find it.
Okay. From when do we mention the strength of the rain? And we have two opinions. Rabbi Eliezer. No, we have more than two. We have three in our Mishnah. From when do we begin the mentioning the strength of the rain? We're talking about Mashiv Haruach Umerid Hageshem, that we mention and we praise Hashem that He gives rain. And the Gemara will tell us why it says Gvurais, the strength of rain. So we'll see that soon. Rabbi Eliezer says you start on the first day of Sukkot. Rabbi Yeshua you do it on the last day of Sukkot. Rabbi Yeshua says to Rabbi Eliezer, you want to say this mentioning of rain on Sukkot? Since rain is only a curse on Sukkot, why would you mention it on Sukkot? Why are you going to mention it the whole Sukkot? I say you do it at the end of Sukkot. You want to say the beginning of Sukkot? You're going to mention rain? Amar loy Rabbi Eliezer. Rabbi Eliezer said back to him, I didn't say to ask for rain, that you're asking Hashem to please make it rain. I'm only saying only to mention Mashiv Haruach Merdageshem, but to mention that Hashem does this kindness of making the wind blows the wind and causes rain to fall. Not that in its time. I am mentioning praise to Hashem, mentioning that Hashem does this and He gives rain and it's in its time. Not that He should bring rain now during Sukkot when we're sitting in the Sukkah. And that's the end of the argument here in the Mishnah. Then the Mishnah says, actually one more line to the argument. Amar Lai, so Rabbi Yeshua answered back, Im kain li olam yehi mazkir. If so, you should always mention the fact that Hashem gives rain in its time. Why do you stop on Sukkot? That's the end of this argument over here. In the Gemara, we'll see the argument goes further. We don't ask for rain only close to the time of rain. This statement is a very complicated statement. What does it refer to? Does it refer to asking for rain? Or is it using that term asking in a loose way and really it means mentioning rain? And the Gemara will discuss the two options. But basically, you don't either mention or ask for rain only when it's close to the time when it's supposed to rain. Rabbi Yehuda says, Rabbi Yehuda says, a person who is the chazan, on the last day of Sukkot, mazkir, the person who's the chazan, on the last ho'acharein mazkir, the person who says musaf, the acharein, which means the person who says musaf, he mentions the rain in musaf. Harishain in a maskir, the person who davens shachris, the person who does the first service in that day, he does not mention it. Only the person who says musaf mentions it. B'yom tov harishin shel Pesach, on the first day of Pesach, harishain mazkir, the first one, on the first person, meaning the chazan for shachris, he mentions the rain, that Hashem brings rain. Acharein, the person who davens musaf, Einay Mazkir does not mention rain. He stops the Mashiv Haruach Umerid Hageshem prayer. In other words, it stops with him. It stops over there when the Chazan does not mention the rain. Tana, we learned. I don't know what time it is. Yep. Tana Heichakai. The Tana, this Tana of our Mishnah. Where was he basing this statement on? That he started asking, when do you mention rain? Where was he coming from knows what was the tractate earlier that spoke about rain that he will start saying, oh, so when do you start mentioning rain? Where was he what was he continuing from? Where's he going from? So so the Tani, because he says Me'emasai, that he learned the Me'emasai from where, from when, and I was you don't just start a statement from when. You should start saying you're supposed to mention rain. And so when do you start mentioning the rain? But he didn't even mention that. He didn't say you have to mention rain. So so the Gemara says Tana Hasam Kai. The Gemara, the Tana was going from there, from in Brachis, in Tractate Brachis. That's where he's continuing from. The Tani that it was taught over there, Mazkir and Gvers Kashamim B'Tchias HaMesim, that you do mention the strength of rain in the bracha of Tchias HaMesim, which is in the Shemona Esrei. In the Shemona Esrei, you mention the rain and praise Hashem for the rain, and it's in that bracha called Tchias HaMesim, and it says over there that that's when you do it, in that bracha of Tchias HaMesim, V'shayel and Brachas Hashanim, and you ask for rain in the blessing of the years, which is the Baruch Aleinu. You ask for rain. In the Havdalah, and you say the Havdalah after Shabbos and Yom Tov in Chayin and Hadas, in the bracha of Chayin and Hadas, Hashem gives knowledge. And so these are the locations. So it mentioned that it says over there that you're supposed to mention rain. So now the Gemara asks, the Mishnah asks, so when do you start mentioning this? Well, you're supposed to mention it. When? What time of the year? So the Gemara says, "Velisnei hasam." Let it teach this question. And this Mishnah should have been taught over there where it says about mentioning rain. It's like a whole different Seder. It's a whole different order of the Mishnah to jump or wait until you get here to ask this question when the question was asked way back in Tractate Brachos, which is in a whole different order of Mishnah. So, why did it leave it until here? Ella Tana me Rosh Hashanah Salik. So the Gemara answers that he was going from Rosh Hashanah, that he was, this is a continuation, basically, from the Rosh Hashanah. It's elevated from Rosh Hashanah, meaning continuation from Rosh Hashanah, that it was learned over there in a Mishnah, that on Sukkot you're judged on the water. So the Mishnah here says, so when, since we learned over there in Rosh Hashanah that on Sukkot you are judged about the rain, how much water you're going to have. So our Mishnah taught, so when should we mention the greatness of Hashem that he brings this rain? In other words, it first talks about that we are judged on the water, on the rain. So it made sense to continue that it would say that so when should we praise Hashem for this for the rain? In other words, it mentions over there also like when are you judged? It mentions over there. The Mishnah says you are judged on Sukkot for the rain. So since we're judged for the rain, so it mentions so there's reason to mention. There's reason to say, so when do you start mentioning the rain? If you're being judged on Sukkot for the rain, when should you mention the rain? So Tana Mem is like Mazkir verse Kashamim. So that's why it learns from when do you mention the rain, the strength of rain. But listening Mem is Mazkir and Allah Kashamim, Mike verse Kashamim. So the Gemara asks, why do we say the strength of rain? Why don't you just say mention the rain? Why do you say the strength? Rabbi Yochanan says because it falls with strength. That Hashem does these wonders there's unlimited wonders and wondrous things, and it says and he sends water to all the he spreads water all around. So my mashma. So what do you see there? Why does it say? Why does it use the word strength? That we learn. It says cheker. Cheker says two places. Cheker. So creation of the world. It says cheker. And cheker says here. It says here he does great things. Gedolos, great things. Aden cheker, to no limit. It says over there. It says that Hashem creates the ends of the earth and there's no sleeping. Hashem doesn't get tired and doesn't sleep. There's no end to his understanding. And it says, and he establishes the mountains with his strength, and he's girded with strength, and therefore, so just like it says strength, it talks about creation of the world, so also where it says that he does greatness and to no end, and that pasuk is talking about rain. So it also says the word cheker, so we say that just like it says cheker over there, it means strength. So here also, when it talks about rain, it means strength. So basically, there's two words that it says both the same word, cheker, and one of them it says strength. So that teaches us that the other one also will includes strength because it has that same word cheker. So therefore, by rain, there's also a concept of gvura. I will just mention to you that, my time is up. I'll mention it to you tomorrow. Okay, Zai Gesund, have a wonderful day.
Rabbi, what were you saying before
Rabbi.
about during the break? You were saying something before about during the break.
I'll put together like a test, so you'll have a real good, after this review, you'll have a real powerful knowledge of Taanis, and I'll put together a test, so you'll feel like you really know it.
When is the
During the
break?
break, you'll be able to go over. You'll be able to do the test.
When is the break?
The break is, I did send an email out, but the break is on the week of January 21st. That week, it's the typical yeshiva week that all these schools are out.
So it's Sunday to Sunday.